Saunas and spas in Germany, particularly in Berlin, Germany, which is where I just came from, require nudity. Who knew? I didn't know. This is something I found out. People told me, oh, you have to check out the spas in Germany and in Berlin while you're there. So I looked into it and I read some reviews that had me like, I'm going to show you the first review that I read, and it literally terrified me. And it's the reason I did not go. This review is wild because it's a 5-star review, right? But this review starts out a little normal, a little hostile, but then turns left and gets very crazy. So just listen to this review and tell me if you would go to the spa after reading something like this. And then we'll get into a few others. But before we get all the way into it with this review and what some people are saying and the kind of review that had me scared, it brings up a question of how do you travel, right? Are you the kind of person that you immerse yourself in a culture when you go there? Do you take on the philosophy of like, when in Rome, do as the Romans do? Do you just adapt to a culture? Or do you kind of maintain some boundaries? I think for me, it's definitely a mix. Sometimes I like to immerse myself. Also, honestly, for me, truly, I think it depends upon how long I'm in a place. I don't land in a place and all of a sudden, I think I just sort of adapt and start taking on um, the culture that I'm in. But I think that sometimes I need to ease myself into things. I'm more of a gradual progression. I need to feel safe before I, sort of start taking on new things. So I was only in Berlin for about 8 days, didn't have the chance to adapt and really feel safe, but let's put that aside for a minute. Let's just get into these reviews and hear what people are saying. I'm going to read it the way I hear it in my head. I'm writing this in English, especially for all those prude Anglo Saxon, other visitors, and new Berliners coming here. First of all, if you can't handle naked humans, don't go to a German sauna. Seriously. And no, it's not okay to keep your slip trunks on while doing so. That's gross. Nobody's asking you how you do things in the US or elsewhere. Here in Europe, we do them differently. And by the way, I'm a German born American and have seen both sides. We have sex saunas and parties, enjoy the sun and parks naked, and yes, occasionally we touch our privates, even when someone is sitting around. And even in a sauna or while peeing in public. Really. All that does not mean we are perverted sex offenders or our words just because you can't handle nudity. This sauna is the most decent place I have known in the 22 years of living in Berlin. I wish the visitors from foreign countries kind of adapt to life in this free country and might as well enjoy it rather than condemning it. Just because you think it's always about you, it's not. It's about a great community and we do things respectfully and we do things our way around here. So join the club, open up, free your mind. So, that's the review that terrified me, right? Just this positive, positive 5-star review. Also very hostile and very terrifying. Like, yes, we touch ourselves in public and saying like maybe foreigners are crazy if we have a problem with it. Okay. Now, by the way, I know this person does not speak for all Germans. This is not in any way representative, I'm sure, of what most people think, but this is the review that I saw that scared me. Okay. So that is what happened. Let's look at a different one because there are other things that were also scary. Other things that were a little bit startling. Um, so here we go again. I'm going to change the view here like that. Not foreigner friendly. The vibe is just off. It was not relaxing at all. If you're from a culture where everyone being nude, men and women, is not the norm, I wouldn't recommend going. When you're in the sauna, the very strict and rude workers kept shouting at people to take towels off, bathrobes, which is not relaxing and completely against the whole point of going to a spa. The spa also lacks basic amenities like, for example, no water glasses are provided. They expect you to drink from it with your hands. pretty unhygienic, genuinely like the White Lotus in a bad way. Okay, so this is what also concerned me. Like, here's what I don't get about the spa culture. Now, Germans, please don't be offended. I've said that, but I know some people are going to be offended. But I really want to understand why nudity is required and not optional, right? Like, I get not wanting outside clothes in to an environment that's like a sauna. That makes sense to me. Totally get it. No questions asked. Why no swimsuit? I don't really get it. That should be clean, but whatever. Let's even move beyond that. Why no towels? Like, why is it a problem if someone is in a sauna, but they wish to cover up with a towel? Like, why are staff coming and yelling at people to take their bathrobe, the towels off? Like, I don't get it. Like, you could say that, okay, well, it's healthier for the person, it's better for the skin, but so what? That's their business, right? Like, if you go and get some schnitzel, it might have a pickle on the side. That's a cucumber. Maybe that's healthy, but you're not required to eat it in order to have schnitzel, right? You can just eat your fried food and call it a day without the cucumber, even though that cucumber might be good for you. Okay, I had a potato salad that had cucumber in it. I don't know how traditional that is, but it was really good. But like, why is it required to be completely nude? I don't get it. But not everyone dislikes it. Please don't let me give you that impression. Let's hear from some positive accounts as well because they exist. Okay. Don't want to give the impression that it's only all a bad time. Okay. Here goes a good one. I was taken here as a surprise on my birthday. It was amazing. Beautifully set up spa with lots of changing rooms, lots of relaxation loungers, pools, loads of saunas and steam rooms, even a sunbed if you want it. I like that it's all naked, very liberating. You don't feel looked at, and people are all respectful. Would definitely recommend. So, there you go. She likes it. Now, not everyone agrees. Here goes another. And by the way, I'm taking these from a mixture of different saunas, so that I wasn't just focused on like one place, because there are multiple places that, of course, I mean, every place I looked at largely was requiring nudity. And by the way, here's another funny thing. They don't call it nudity. They don't say nudity is required. They say we're textile free. Right? So it's not that they're no, to require nudity, maybe that would be awkward. They're just textile free. That's all it is. So, okay, let's hear more about these textile free environments. My experience: 75% of visitors are men, some of whom behave like real peeping Toms. Lately, it has become more common for some people to keep their underwear in the sweat cabin, which I find very unpleasant. Sauna rule: everyone naked, everyone equal. It can also happen that someone consumes their beer on the sweat bench. Well, the coziness is slowly disappearing. I don't think I'll come anymore. Can we talk about that last part for a minute? People are getting into the sauna in their underwear. Now, I think if there's one thing we can all agree on is that wearing your underwear that maybe you've had on all day, maybe you had it on the day before, bringing that into a hot environment seems unsanitary. Okay, that definitely seems unsanitary. We don't know how long those people were wearing those things. That clearly is problematic. So we're not gonna we're not gonna overlook that part. Even if you're concerned about nudity and you're not comfortable with that, I mean, come on, wearing your old underwear is nasty. Now, this is a person who wrote in German. And so this person likes the idea of nudity, but also said some men behave like real peeping Toms. I'm not accustomed to the sauna culture in Germany, obviously. Um, but like I'm wondering, would you go? Would you go to the sauna? Would you go to a sauna where nudity is required and not optional? I didn't go. I thought about it, but like I didn't go. I love a sauna, I love a spa, but I just don't love being told what to do. Like, I feel like it should be optional, right? Like, I don't see the harm in wearing a towel. I don't get it. Tell me what you think.